we often get asked, well, what does our donation go to? Where does our money go to?
Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of the Tiff and Tony Show. Hello, Tony. How are you doing today?
I am well, thank you, and welcome to this week's Tiff and Tony Show. I am still in England. I am actually in the dining kitchen room, I guess, of a house in Bath, which is down in Somerset, west country of England. It's a stunning city, and it's famous actually for its Roman baths. So they found an old Roman bath, and we looked around it today, and we walked around a 2,000-year-old historic site, and the water is still warm. All of the baths are still kind of intact. It's actually pretty amazing sight.
Wow, that is really
and it's now raining in England, so we've got rain again. So awesome. Yeah. And where are you? Because you're not outdoors today.
This is correct. I'm not outdoors today. My van is at the mechanic once again. So luckily I have a place to stay, like a friend of a friend's place. And so, yeah, I'm able to be here with some AC. And hopefully it's nice and quiet. I don't have to worry about my dogs barking at dogs walking by. That was kind of nice. Yeah.
I was away, but we had a big event this week, didn't we, at PureGame?
Yes.
What happened this week or this last week at PureGame?
Yes. So last Wednesday was an annual giving day called ImpACT Anaheim, which is formally organized by ImpACT Anaheim OC, which is an organization down in Orange County, California, and they support nonprofits in the area who support the people of Anaheim. And so we were able to be a part of that. I think we were one of 10 total organizations. There were 9 other organizations with us that we were raising money to basically support our organizations. We had a total goal. PureGame itself had a goal, which we were able to exceed our $10,000 goal. I think the final number was $11,200 and something dollars that we were able to raise because of people like you. So thank you so much if you supported us in that way last week.
Thank you very much. And the money goes a long way. It's we often get asked, well, what does our donation go to? Where does our money go to? And
which is a great question.
Yes, it is. And to be honest, it's these kids that we serve in Anaheim and in any of the other schools and cities that we work with. They're living in a confusing world, right? There's a lot going on, especially coming out of the pandemic. We're still in summer break for these kids, so they're at home. There's a lot going on with their families. And it's really hard with social media and pressures, everything. It's a very confusing world. It's leading a lot of kids to depression, anxiety, all sorts of stuff going on there. And so the funds that were given in the ImpACT Anaheim Day actually go to running programs in Anaheim. I know that we've got several schools when the school programs return that will benefit from that giving day. And so schools have a budget that they can actually put towards a program like PureGame, but they can't find all of the money. So the money that was donated there and any donations that are given actually kind of come alongside the schools and help a school in need. And so by us going into schools, we can then serve more kids and help more kids. And our programming is all about sport, but really it's about providing a mentor who creates this positive environment and then teaching them life lessons and character education, as we talk a lot about on the Tiff and Tony Show, but to help them make sense of this confusing world, find a pathway to success of their choosing, and start walking it and really kind of excel in life. So yes, thank you very much for all of the stuff and impact that you've made. So Tiffany, you were really a part of the day. How did it feel?
It felt kind of exciting, I guess is a good way to put it, and surprising. So I'm fund development and asking for money and making money. It's not my thing. I honestly really don't enjoy it. So there's a part of me that felt a little bit like daunting. So I'm like, I've got to like ask people for money. And so, and maybe many of you can relate to that. It's hard to ask for help and it's hard to ask for money, especially. There's kind of a in a way, I think in our culture, like a taboo thing about needing to ask for money, whether it's raising money for a nonprofit that helps kids, or I'm in a pinch and I need my friend to help me buy me lunch because I forgot my wallet. Like, you know, bigger degrees and small degrees, it's really hard to ask for money. And so I went into it kind of excited, hopeful, because last year as an organization and my peer to like my peer fundraising that I was able to raise money for, like, surprised me, like, wow, people do want to give and people want to help. And so I was like, okay, well, hopeful, excited, nervous. And, you know, the day kind of went on, and I actually hadn't raised very much money personally in my peer-to-peer fundraising. But then the next morning, a really cool human that I know, who's actually a previous boss's boss, who's basically like ran an engineering firm that I used to work for, just donated just very generously, and it just made my heart so happy. Like, wow, people really do want to give, and they want to help, and they see value in what we are doing to help kids. And that's what makes my heart beat, because if people don't see value in what we're doing, then what are we doing? Because we need the support of other people to help us support these kids. So it just felt really cool and encouraging to know that people are really seeing the difference that we as humanity can make in other people's lives. And I feel like that's just such a beautiful story to encourage you also. Like, if you're hesitant about giving to an organization, or you're hesitant about reaching out and helping someone, or you think maybe what you're doing doesn't make a difference, it does, because any positive thing makes a difference whether you see it or not. So it was really cool.
It is awesome. And generous people make this happen, you know, and when you put on an event like that, it really shows the humanity of people that, like I said, we really do want to help, and also just opens up the desire to be generous. I think we are all generous deep inside, and I think we've talked about this. Nonprofits, they're hard to give to because we don't know where the money's going. But ultimately, these 10 profits within the ImpACT Anaheim fundraising event, they all do brilliant work. Love the work they all do, and they're all working with the people of Anaheim, those in need, those who need it the most. And PureGame benefited from that, because now, like I said before, we can serve more kids. So again, to repeat it, thank you for all of the generosity. Thank you for your help. Thank you for helping kids make sense of the world, right? Because ultimately they are our future and they need help. There are lots of people who can't step onto the field, but our field champions can, and you can support a field champion who then serves kids. And we can talk more about generosity in episodes to come, because that's something that we like to talk a lot about. But that's all I've got for today. I just wanted to say thank you to our generous donors.
Yes, I think that is a lovely episode for this week. Thank you for taking time to hang out with me today and chat about ImpACT Anaheim. I hope you thoroughly enjoy the rest of your trip over in Europe. And thank you all again. We will see you next week.
Thank you very much. See you guys.
Bye. Thank you so much for joining Tony and me in this week's episode of the Tiff and Tony Show. We hope you feel encouraged and motivated to keep growing with us. If you like what we do here at PureGame, one of the best ways you can support us is by liking and sharing this video with your friends on social media. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel using the button directly below this video on YouTube, and you can donate at our website, www.thepuregame.org. And with that, we'll see you right back here next week.